Hi, thanks for watching. It's the Lipstick Gal, and I wanted to do a video today on how to stop spending money on beauty products. I can't believe it. It's so hard because I love skincare, makeup, nail polish, the whole shebang, anything that's beauty related, body care. I want it, I buy it, and I have multiples. And it's not a good thing because a lot of money goes out the window that way. So here is a list of 8 things that I found that worked for me, and you might try them, see if they worked for you. All right, so for many years, for 3 years at least, I was in bed 16 hours a day, which means I needed a way to entertain myself. Part of that was shopping. I'll leave up in the cards why I was in bed and how that has changed, and thank goodness. But if you want to find out, I won't tell you about it here. I'll just leave it up in the cards. All right, so the first thing I did was I told myself I'm not buying a thing. And that was hard. I put myself on a no buy. And the way that I made it work for me is never buy anything ever again. I knew that was not going to work for me. It had to be from this date until this date, I'm not purchasing anything. No makeup, no lipstick, no nail polish, and that's what I did. The other thing that I did is I gave myself a couple of exceptions. One, if I ran out of something and it was the only item out of that type of item that I used, I would allow myself to repurchase. So if I ran out of, say, cotton squares that I use to take off eye makeup at the end of the day, because those are things that you go through regularly if you wear eye makeup, I told myself, okay, that is something you can buy. If you run out of face wash and I only use, one favorite face wash, okay, you can buy that face wash. So I gave myself some exceptions. The other thing I did is I told myself my BoxyCharm didn't count because I had prepaid for it. And I also know that if I know that I'm getting beauty products in the mail, I will hold out for that as opposed to going to the store and buying something else altogether. So those were my exceptions. Second thing that I did is I unsubscribed from everybody's email newsletters. If there is a beauty company out there that has a newsletter, I was on it. I was getting more than 100 emails a day. Marc Jacobs Beauty, Sephora, Ulta. Those were really hard to unsubscribe for, I'm not going to lie. Ulta and Sephora. Moment of silence for not being on their email list. Okay. From there, it was everything from high-end like Guerlain and Dior and Chanel Beauty all the way down to like Maybelline and L'Oreal and things that you can find at the drugstore, Wet n Wild. And everything in the middle. If they sell it at Ulta and Sephora, chances are I was on that list. And the reason they send you those is they want to give you coupons. They want to give you information about an upcoming sale. They want to give you incentives to buy. Oh, look at this brand new product we're launching. All right. When I stopped getting those emails, my purchasing dropped dramatically. And my impulse to purchase dropped dramatically. So unsubscribe yourself if that's a problem for you. The third thing I did is I also went through my Instagram. I love Instagram. My 2 favorite social media platforms are YouTube and Instagram. And because I spent so much time in bed for years, I scrolled through a lot of Instagram and I was subscribed to a lot of things. And I realized it wasn't an actual beauty page's website, let's say like Urban Decay. I could follow them, but there would be other people who would tell me when sales were happening or what they're releasing before they're even released and kind of build up that anticipation. And I was like Pavlov's dogs. The bell would ring, I would salivate. That Instagram account, it was Trend Mood, and I love Trend Mood with all my heart, but I had to unfollow because she would post something and I would set an alarm on my phone for when to purchase it or send myself a reminder email that it's coming out in 2 weeks and, or 4 months from now. That was really bad. And then I would look at that and I would have that anticipation and that desire and I could never get away from it. So I had to unsubscribe from accounts on Instagram that reinforced my desire to buy. The fourth thing that I did is I went through and I replaced all the things that I'd unsubscribed with, not all of them, but with other things that I enjoy doing. I enjoy reading, I enjoy gardening, I enjoy baking, I want to be a better parent. I want to learn how to sew better. So I would go and follow accounts that would kind of help to nurture and encourage those aspects of my life. All right, fifth thing I did, and this was hard because there's a lot. I went through my entire stash of makeup. Part of it was to see what I had. Because when you have a collection as large as mine, and I'm not one of those YouTubers who gets PR. I'm obviously a small channel right now. Everything that comes into the doors of my house, I buy myself. And I forgot how much, when you have over 400 lip products, you don't remember every single one. So I went through and I organized and I categorized and I rediscovered and I shopped my stash. And that really helped to fill my need for I need to get something new. I would rediscover, and that really helped. The other thing that I did is I started making a list of things that, I liked. And I only let myself have like 5 favorite lipsticks. I'd write them all down and then I'd organize them. Oh, well, I like this one better than this one. And I'd keep the top 5. And then if I write another lipstick down on that list, it has to be better than one of those top 5. That's what I did. So those would be the ones, and it's not going to happen, I look to repurchase another lipstick, I'm hoping it's going to be one of these top 5, because those are the ones I know. I've tried them all. I love them. This is what I'm looking for. You can do the same thing with formulas. You can do the same thing with brands. I'm not buying XYZ. I'm only buying from this specific brand. Specific brand. Another thing that I did is I also went through and I looked to see what combinations worked well. So there would be a foundation that I loved that was too dark for me. So I would find another foundation that was lighter that I could mix it with, and then I could make it work for my face. Or one that I really wanted to see if I could make it work, but it was breaking up and slip sliding around. So I said, okay, can I pair it with this foundation, mix it with this one? Can I pair it with this primer? And that's how I kind of went through and really got to know what I had. Because when you know what you have, you know what you don't need. All right, number 6, I told myself I wasn't allowed to buy any backups. Now, that is hard for me because there are a handful of products that I have multiples of because I love them so much. I fear the day I am without them. Yeah, I don't ever want to have a day where I can't go and get into whatever product it is. And I have a small handful of those. And since I still have those backups, and some of them I've had them for quite a while, apparently I don't use it as much as I think I do. So no more backups. That's the other thing. The one thing I allowed myself to get a backup of, and this is the product that I have been using for years now. I found out about it when Michelle Phan talked about it on YouTube probably 7 years ago, maybe even before then, I don't know. And it's this sunscreen from Misha. It's the all-around Safe Block Essence Sun Milk SPF 50. This is my favorite, my absolute favorite. And this formula of this Safe Block Essence Sun Milk, because they have different ones, this one's my favorite. This one plays well with all of my skincare and my makeup. And it's what I wear from here to here every day, whether I'm wearing makeup or not. This goes on my face. And so because I don't buy any other type of sunscreen, you will not find another sunscreen in my house. I mean, for body, yes, but for face, when this goes on sale, because it's like $22 or $23 a bottle, when it's down to like 16 or 17, I buy 3 and I go through one of these every 2 months. And I know because I've tried so many other types, both European, Asian, American, this one's my favorite. This one's my favorite. And so I told myself, if it goes on sale, you can buy multiples of this because you go through so many bottles a year. That's the only exception to buying backups. All right. After that, number 7, I made a list. There's a lot of lists in this list, but I started writing down new products that I would see people talking about, that they were raving about, that they really, really liked, and they had to live on that list until the end of my NoBuy. And then I would see along the way, oh, was I intrigued because it was what was the buzz? And here's the thing, YouTube, Instagram, any type of social media, there'll be a new product in the beauty community that is all a buzz this week, sometimes even for a couple of weeks, and then it's on to something else. So was I getting caught up in wanting to purchase things because everyone was talking about it and saying it was so fantastic, but then I didn't see them using it, weeks later in different tutorials and things like that? Okay, there was that. The other thing I wanted to know is, since now I know my stash really well, is it like anything else that I already have? And if it is, do I need it? Another thing I was looking at was, now I really love all the bright colors in this palette, but since I wear so many neutrals, am I realistically going to use the bright pops of color that make this palette so desirable? Or can I find those colors other places within my stash? And then I told myself I had to keep the list until the end of the no-buy period, and then I could evaluate. I couldn't buy everything on the list, but things would get crossed off. I found out that, I'm not really that interested in that Becca hydrating powder water thing. Yeah. Or that Life's a Festival from Too Faced, the Unicorn Rainbow palette. I hated the packaging. I thought that the colors on the inside looked really, really cool. But in the end, I have a lot of colors that are similar. I may have to pull a lot of palettes out to do it, but chances are I can recreate something fairly similar to that. So I made lists, and that really, really helped me. It made me do the delayed gratification, which is a really grown-up thing, and I had been doing a lot of the impulse, instant gratification. That helped a lot. And the last thing, number 8, I'll tell you, this was the one thing that I promised myself at the beginning I would do, to forgive myself if I mess up. Because I'm that person, like January 1, going to the gym. I'm losing weight this year. I'm doing it all. And if I miss a day, I feel like I've ruined the whole thing, and why even bother? I know when I think about it, that doesn't make any sense, but that's what I would do. That was my habit. So I gave myself permission that if I messed up and I made a purchase during my no-buy, I wasn't going to beat myself up and then throw the baby out with the bathwater. And that really helped, because in the end, my no-buy went perfect up until the end of April. And I bought a variety of things, but at Walmart the other day, these Flower Beauty lipsticks were on sale for $3, and I've been wanting to try them because I wondered if their formula had changed from when they initially launched several years ago. I had them then. They were okay. I really like these. I also got some lip butters. These were $3, these were $4, and their lip liners were $2.50. So I got lured in by the price. And I told myself, you know what? I'm not going to beat myself up. The other thing, there's been a product that's been living on my loves list for a long, long, long time. It's been something I'd been intrigued about for at least the last 2 years. And I finally gave myself permission because they were having a sale. I bought some things from Juvia's Place, just 2 palettes. I thought, if I'm going to buy them, might as well save some money. But I made sure that instead of buying like all of them, because they all looked really pretty, that I picked the 2 that I thought I would enjoy the most and could realistically use the most. So yeah, those are my 8 ways to keep yourself from overspending. And I'm going to do my best to keep to this, because so far I've spent less than $150 this year. By this point last year, I was well over $2,000. So I think I'm doing really good. If you have any ways that you like to keep yourself from overspending, tell me in the comments down below. And if you liked this video, share it with someone who you think might appreciate it, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.